You are watching the Rick Van Man channel on YouTube.
It was March 2007 when the Rick Van Man channel was first created. We're now 2018, so it's 11 years later, and we've just hit 100,000 subscribers. Woo! So, okay, yeah, the channel's been a bit of a slow burner. I mean, there are channels out there that have hit 100,000 subscribers in just a year or two. It's taken me 11 years. But to be honest, I was never really sort of setting out to get the numbers. I just kind of wanted a fun hobby channel, and that's what Rick Van Man has become. It started off at the time when I was really sort of just discovering how cool vans are, and so hence that's why it was called the Rick Van Man channel. But then obviously I went on to do all sorts of other things, and the channel just became almost like a diary of what I was getting up to in Rick World. Now, although technically the channel has been a variety channel and I've done all sorts of different things on it, the one constant has been that I've been a van man. So what better way than to celebrate 100,000 subscribers than with a brand new van reveal video. So this is the new Rick Van Man van. It's exactly the same make and model as the very first van that I had back in 2007, and once again this is the Renault Master. So step aboard and I'll give you the guided tour. Welcome to my humble little abode. Now I can safely say pretty much it's finished, and I've done pretty much everything that I want to do to it, apart from a couple of tiny little bits which I will get around to doing. But for the most part the van is now finished, and I've lived in it a few times. I've been camping in it and had a really great time, and everything just works exactly the way it's supposed to, and I'm really happy about that. So I said I'd give you the guided tour, so let me start I guess at the front and work our way back. So this is just a standard panel van front. It's a really nice place to be in this cab. I've added in some red piping in there just to make it look a little bit posher, and I've got a nice steering wheel cover with some red piping also, which is rather nice. And this is really handy, having this seat that folds down. It means I can have a second passenger, so I can carry 3 people. But when I'm in camping mode, this acts as a handy little table, and it is rather useful. Okay, we've also got a little stereo up the top there which runs off of the leisure batteries, so that means I can play music while I'm in here. I've got some little speakers. I wanted to fit a stereo, but I didn't have a huge amount of room to put speakers, so I've got these little satellite speakers. Now the seat, you may remember the Dowdy seat covers that I had. I never bothered getting these covered, but I put a nice sort of Aztec type throw over the seats, and that's just turned out absolutely fine. No problem at all. I've also put just a plain black valance around the bottom of the seats, and underneath I've still got the wood, and I've lived with that a few times, and it's incredibly practical. I've got these things that I can pull out, and they just fit beautifully. So that all works out rather well. So in the corner here we've got a little storagey cubby hole. This is my little hanging up place. Got lots of hooks so I can hang my jackets up. Also got a little cubby hole back there so I can put things in there if I need to, which is rather good. Got a table there and a table leg here, and this goes here. So basically I can have my table here. This uses the Sequoia system, so I don't have to drill a big hole in the bottom of the floor. It's just a table leg that sits in there, and I actually nicked this out of the old van. So here are the overhead cupboards, and they all just kind of function really well. They're quite deep, and I can get a lot in there, and there's plenty of storage space for everything. I've got a little one of these little hooks here, and it just fits a torch in there nicely, so that's just easy to grab. Overhead we've got a roof light, and this is the Heki Mini, I think it's called, and this is a really good roof light. Very happy with it. Although when I was at Damon's Field the other day, I really did need to use the anti-bug screen, because I got bitten like crazy. I've got bites all over me. I counted 18 bites. It was quite an ordeal, and I've still got them. I'm itching like crazy. So this is the main galley kitchen bit, and obviously we just got like storage area. That's where I keep all my saucepans. Got a little bit of grub in there and some peanuts and coffee stuff, and that's just for my tea and coffee making stuff. And then in here we got a little set of drawers, which is, I think this is A4 stationary drawers, and they're just a lot easier to install rather than actually making drawers, because I'm just not clever enough to do that. And we got a 25 litre jerry can there for the fresh water. Got a sink and a tap with running water, which is good, and obviously a hob as well. It's a funny little story behind this clock. I actually thought it was about that big. There was no reference on the photograph. It was just a pure white background, and there was no sort of reference to give you any sort of scale. But when it arrived, it was enormous. I mean, look at it compared to the size of my hand. So in the bathroom, in the end I stopped the door from flying open by this little 3D printed cam thing, and it works beautifully. The only problem is, and you can see here, it's actually damaging the veneer on there, so I'm going to have to reinforce that with something. I've got to work on that, but I shall figure it out. Now, in the last video I made about the van, I was talking about putting a hole in the back of the bathroom, and ta-da! It's there. I've gone for it. So I've got this opening. The shower curtain is sort of tucked around the corner at the moment, and that's a chair stuffed in up against the back doors, but that is actually the back door there, and then this is the interior of the shower. And what I've got is a shower curtain that runs around. It literally goes all the way around, across here, along here, and then back across this door, and then ends here. So you are completely enclosed in the shower curtain, apart from this wall here, which is open, and this is the one that's got the shampoo and the shower gel on, and the shower, which is now permanently stuck on a button. So if I want water, I just hit that, and out comes hot water, and just press it again to stop. And it works beautifully, and I've used it several times now and had a really good shower in here. Right, let's have a look around the back. So here we are at the back of the van. As you can see, this is the big cutout thing that I did, and I've lined it with some of that felt, and that stays completely dry because of the shower curtain. I usually tuck the shower curtain just around the corner here because it's just out of the way. But if I pull that out, you can see this is the back end of the shower reservoir. So also got the porter shower with me. I always carry that in case of emergency. If for any reason the the main shower doesn't work for any reason, I've always got that as a backup. And also I use it to fill up this down here. This is the reservoir for the toilet pump. Same principle, just got a self-priming pump which feeds water straight into the loo. So if I press the button, although it's not switched on, but if I press the button it flushes the loo. Now originally I was looking to put the loo pump in the main water reservoir as well, but for the same reason that I can't get all three pumps into the main reservoir without cutting big holes in it, and because I want it to remain portable, I don't want to be cutting holes. You know, that's the only hole I want in this thing. So I've just basically got a workaround solution, and it works absolutely fine. There's no problems with it. I'm very happy with it, and I kind of, in a way, I like slightly jerry-rigged stuff. It kind of gives the van a little bit of personality and a little bit of quirkiness as well. And so that's what we have there, a little bit of quirkiness with my water system. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Got a light switch here, and that puts a load of lighting on for in here and for in the electrical area here. So it's all lit up at night, which is good. And of course got all the electrics all working beautifully, exactly the way I wanted them to work, and so I'm very, very happy about that. So there we go, that is my 100,000 subscriber video with a tour of the brand new van ready for the next adventures. I want to say a massive thanks to everybody who has subscribed and has supported the channel and has commented and egged me on and sort of, you know, really given me lots and lots of feedback on the videos that I do, and has helped me to sort of get this far. I know there are lots and lots of names that I see in the comments that have been there from day one. There are so many names that I recognise, and thank you guys for hanging in there and sort of sticking with me. And it's been quite a fun journey, hasn't it? And if you look back at my really, really early videos, I mean, it's just been such a change over this last 11 years. You know, I think of myself as a completely different person. If ever I see any really old videos now, I'm thinking, that's not me. Well, it is like physically me, but it's not. I'm not the same person I was back then. I mean, I guess I still got the same quirks and foibles and crazy sort of ways of thinking and going about doing things, but it has been an evolution. The channel has evolved, I've evolved, life has evolved, and it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's all good. So here's to another 100,000 subscribers. The channel's not going anywhere. I intend to carry on doing exactly what I've been doing, which is basically whatever I'm doing, I'll just film it. And that's all I've ever done on this channel. Whenever I get interested in doing something, I'll just make videos on it, and if you guys are interested, you follow me along. If not, then, you know, sit tight, and no doubt another interest will come along shortly, and I'll film that as well, and you might be more interested in that one. But that's pretty much how this channel has always rolled, and I intend to keep it rolling that way. So, you know, the next hobby that comes along, the next thing that comes along, I'll point a camera at it and, you know, let's see what happens. So that's it from me. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you very soon in the next video. Until then, take care.